want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, the advocate, Nick Shine. Thank you for being here with me. Bill starting us off with some fire. Play nice, Bill. Play nice. But folks, what an event. What a day. Very happy for Charles. Charles moving on to the next round means Charles is employed for a little bit longer. But you know what to do right now. Turn it up. Party starting. We are going to discuss the perfect defensive draft for the New York Jets. Sunday, we're going to discuss the perfect offensive draft for the New York Jets. And then we're going to get into your calls, your questions, your super chats, your gifted memberships, all that, much more. It's party time. Nick Shine in prime time. Let's go.
It's got beef.
Gentry covered in bumbo!
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky.
Who, me?
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
All right. Real quick. Yes, I'm going to change brands here, and we're going to go in honor of Charles winning today.
There's been a lot of you out there asking about who he be. Well, he's about to let you know.
He's Charles.
This rap is so hot, you'll play it on a loop. You'll never get the recipe for chicken noodle soup. Super a spider or even a bat, got nothing on me or Bobby with his hat. Lady's gotta be a 10 if I'm gonna date her. Shout out to my homie, his name is Gator. I'm Charles.
To all you other guys trying to rap on Jake's show, got nothing on this guy and his flow.
He's Charles.
These bars be so hot, I'll get invited on Fountain. You know who won't? That hater, Alan. My comic book and movie takes are so hot and wild. Since my last verse, Johnny had another child. While YouTube is blowing up, I'm doing my part. I excuse myself every single time that I fart. I'm Charles.
Jets, Yankees, comics, hip-hop, nobody compares when it comes to him.
He's Charles.
I see everyone on Jake's show trying to prop us. I'm the only one jumping over cars. Blow speak also show and he's always really loud. Shout out to Nick, you know he'd be proud. I don't like Zach or his family, they're Mormon. First name Charles, last name Gorman. I'm Charles, motherfucker.
You just witnessed the debut of a proud New York Jet fan and a Jake Asman production. Brought to you by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
I'm Charles.
Shout out to Charles. Respect to Papa Jet. Papa Jet, I saw you go in there as an advocate for Cho. That was fun. That's my boy Chuck, man. I got to step up for Charles. No disrespect to Cho in any way, shape, or form. But just had to have fun there with Chuck. Congrats to him. He's the man. Now, folks, yeah, this is perfect way to describe it. That show was nuts. Also, I'm going to read you guys something. And I hope she's here, if Queen Leanie is here. Received a text that said, "You in that black shirt and all, oh my, yum." With the emoji of the, and then a green heart. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of you have been discussing Leanie being your hall pass. Looks like I'm hers. So does that indirectly make me your? I don't want to get into that. But folks, oh, absolutely, Papa Jet. Well played, my friend. It was good. It was good. Now, first things first, Shine Data freaks all the honeys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Now, a couple things that we have going on here, as I forgot to load this because I was watching Jake's show, just as you were. So let me bring this up here real quick. Next Thursday, 1 week from tonight, I will be live from the Woodbridge Brewing Company with fellow Shiners, with other football fans from the town and my friends who I've grown up with, I've tailgate with. You do not have to be there to win. One raffle is $10. 3 raffles for $25. You are entered in for a Curtis Martin autograph football with this case. It's a beauty, folks. It's a beaut, Clark. Don Maynard with the greatest sideburns ever. Even if it wasn't signed, that picture is worth having, in my opinion. A Vinny Testaverde mini helmet. And a Chad Pennington mini helmet as well. I'm reading the chat. All right. There we go. Trying to get everything set here. Okay. Now, on the bottom, how do you enter into that contest? Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. It's on the bottom. My name. If you need confirmation, text. Let me know. We'll get that for you. What's up, everyone? Welcome. Thank you for being here. I know that was wild. That was fun. That was crazy. But we're going to try to refocus for a little bit. We're going to talk a little Jet draft here. We're talking about the perfect defensive draft for our New York Jets. Now, we know we need weapons on offense, and we're going to cover that on Sunday night. I promise you, Sunday night, we will cover offense. Tonight, we are going to talk about the big D, baby. No, Johnny boy, not that one. Please put your pants back on, sir. But we're going to talk about the perfect defensive draft for our New York Jets. Now, who would that entail? Now, you want to be realistic with this, right? So the first thing I'm looking at is the number 2 pick. There's talk about Bailey. Now, I am not vicious over this. And I know some are on Twitter, in chats. People are angry and vicious about, is it Reese? Is it Bailey? I'll be honest with you. I think people have such a strong opinion about Frankie V that if he gives his take, they are either with it or they are very viciously against it. But I don't have a problem with Bailey as a pass rusher. And I've said this before on the show, and I'll say it again. If we kept Jermaine Johnson, I would be screaming for Bailey to be the pick. I need someone to complement Jermaine on the other side. Jermaine's your run defender. He could play the strong side. You could free Bailey up on the backside. I would love Bailey with Jermaine. But you have Will McDonald, who is known and questioned for his run defense. I don't want to put another outside linebacker there that has the same questions. So my issue is not with Bailey, the player. It's his fit in the defense and how he would complement or lack thereof complement the other edge rusher. So for me, Arvell Reese should be the pick at number 2. I think that when you have everyone else on this defense and you have Sweat and you got Osai and you got Will and you brought in DeMario and you have Sherwood, I think you just need that guy that you can do everything with. Bailey's a one-trick pony right now. Reese is not that. Reese can play and line up anywhere and get home. You need someone to spy? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. When we get into the playoffs, Reese can do that. Reese said at the combine he wants to be known as an outside linebacker. That's where he wants to butter his bread. Shout out to Bobby for butter, and shout out to anyone on the keto diet for not eating bread. Now, you bring Reese in. Yes, there's going to be some growing pains. Yes, there's going to be questions about where he plays in certain packages and why isn't he a pass rusher all the time? You drafted him at 2. You're going to have those people who aren't patient, who aren't smart, and who aren't wise enough to let a young pick develop. But I think over time, whether it's 6 games, a full season, mid-season 2, you're going to see that Arvell Reese was deserving of the number 2 pick. And the worst thing for the Jets would be watching him go somewhere else and turn into a Micah Parsons. It would be the same old Jets. You took the one-trick pony. You took the one pass rusher who can be negated in the run, gets upfield, gets out of position. They run through the 5-hole past him time and time again, gets manhandled by tight ends, and can only play 1 of every 3 downs. Can't do it. I can't do it. I would listen. I am a diehard Jet fan, and I don't own any jerseys. And I am of the belief that you believe in whoever's on the team and you root for them. I would be pissed if Bailey's name gets called. I really would, for all of the reasons that I just listed. So at number 2, it's got to be Arvell Reese. Now, trade scenarios. Let's say we trade back to 4. Let's say the Titans are so anxious to get Jeremiah Love. Please let Jeremiah Love be the pick at number 2, not to us. I put a $30 bet in. It pays $3,780 if Jeremiah Love is drafted 2nd. So let's say the Titans think the Cardinals might take him and they decide to jump. And we fall back to 4. And the draft goes Mendoza, Love, Reese. What do you do at 4, Nick? Well, I would transition there and go to Sonny Styles. Styles or Downs. I'm more of Styles than Downs because I think the positional value is greater having the middle linebacker be elite than the safety, but I wouldn't be mad with either one. All right, moving down to 16. Say we take Reese and say the receivers are all gone. Say Lemon goes, Sadiq is gone, Tate's gone, Tyson's gone. And you're not feeling Cooper at 16 and nobody's willing to trade back. How could you add to this defense? Say you got a receiver that you love in a 2nd round. Who could be your pick at 16 to pair with Reese to make our defense get into the top 15, top 10, or even a top 5 again? There's a couple names. You can say Dylan Thieneman, if he's there. DT, shout out to DT. Or you could take a guy that Johnny Boy and myself have watched play for several years, and you can plug him in, and you can let Demario Davis mentor him, and you can use C.J. Allen. C.J. Allen plays so fast, and then he ran, and they were still shocked at his speed. They thought he just played quick, but I think he ran a 4.52. He's got size. He's got power. He can blitz. He can rush. He's everything you're not going to get from Jamie and Sherwood. It would be an instant upgrade. And now you put him next to Demario Davis. Now you have him watching film with DeMario. Now he's DeMario Davis's shadow. We always talk about the quarterback. Oh, he's got to be mentored. Oh, he's got to learn. Oh, he's got to sit behind this guy. How about middle linebacker in a 3-4 playing next to DeMario Davis? Learning on the field, on the go, the checks, the adjustments, the audibles. I would love that. Now, I see some of you mentioning names in the chat. I personally love Allen, and I love Hill. If we don't get Allen at 16, but for me, building the best defense for the Jets would be Reese at 2, and then at 16, either Dylan Thieneman or C.J. Allen. Could you include Emmanuel McNeil-Warren? Possibly. But Anthony Hill Jr. would be a great consolation prize in the beginning of round 2. If the Jets are sitting there and say they went Reese and then they went Cooper, or they got Tyson or whoever, say they got a receiver at 16, I'm fine with that. If they get their guy, I'm cool with that. But now you want to add to the defense a little more. Who could those guys be at the end of round 1? Maybe the Jets trade up. I don't think there's enough talk about it. Everyone talks about Simpson. Who could be the guy that the Jets could give up 33? Or they take 44 and 103 and jump to get back into the first round. I will again say C.J. Allen could be a name like that. I think Avian Terrell, Colton Hood. Now, for those of you who've been watching this show for a while, know that before he hurt his foot at the combine, Caleb Banks was Nick Shine's favorite player in this draft. But if you're looking at Caleb Banks, Caden McDonald, I'm fine with that. I would rather have Caleb Banks than watch him go to New England at 31. I would rather have Caleb Banks or McDonald than watch him go to Miami at 30. I think the Chiefs at 29 or Houston at 28 could be the perfect team to jump up for. You move up to there, and if you can get another player to add in round 1 while keeping pick 33, I am extremely happy about that. Because now you ended up working the board. You ended up having 4 of the top 33 picks. Because don't forget, in this scenario, you still keep 33. And now you have 3 ones this year with 3 ones next year. And you have what's basically another number 1 pick with the 33rd pick. This is how you load talent onto the team. Now, at 33, I think you can look at someone like Zion Young, who's very physical. I think you could look at the corners, Chris Johnson, D'Angelo Pons. Man, there's so much good talent in round 2. I'll say this. I like the talent on the projections from 33 to 50 more than I like the projections of 16 to 32. Maybe it's because I've been looking at those guys more, but when you have Chase Basantis, Eli Stowers, Jacob Rodriguez, Anthony Hill Jr., Christian Miller, Jadarian Price, D'Angelo Pons, Jeremy Bernard, Zion Young, Denzel Boston, Chris Johnson, KC Concepcion, Emmanuel Pregnon, Brandon Siss, possibly Colton Hood, Caleb Banks. All of these guys could be early round 2 guys. The Jets could have a ton of – you got Malachi Lawrence, Kalen Rutledge, A.J. Halsey. You have a lot of guys in round 2 that could be round 1. I think from 20 to 50 is equal. So if the Jets trade out of 16 and move back and pick up another pick before 50, I think that's a really, really brilliant move by Muji. So, looking at it, what would Nick's perfect draft be? With no trades, Reese at 2, perfect defensive draft, forgive me. Dylan Thieneman at 16. I'll say CJ Allen falls to 33, which would be a gift from God. Just like I said, Vega at 16 would be a gift from God. CJ Allen at 33 would be a gift. And at 44, let's say it's not Allen at 33, and then it's Anthony Hill Jr. or Christian Miller. I think listen, with Geno Smith and 3 number 1s next year, I don't think anyone expects us to have an elite offense. But if you hit on Reese and you add Thieneman and you add CJ Allen and then you add Christian Miller, I'll say it, you could have a top 10 defense. I think all of those guys can make instant impacts. Sure, there'll be some growing pains. But now you can move on from Sherwood. If you trade Jamie Sherwood post June 1st, it's only $2.5 million for the next 4 years in dead cap. That's nothing. That's throwing a couple quarters into the change pond at the mall. That's nothing in the NFL with a $300+ million salary cap. I would 100% look to trade Sherwood after June 1st. If you trade him before, it's like $10 million this year, $7.5 million next year. I think it ends up being like $25 million in dead cap in the next 4 years. But if you trade him post June 1st, it's 2.5 for the next 4 years. That's nothing. I would sign up for that. I would send him out. I would take the hit, and I don't even care if we got to give somebody a better pick to take him. Take the contract, Tennessee. Take another jet on your defense. Let Tennessee trade for sexy Dex from the Giants, and let them trade for Sherwood and bring in and send them all to Tennessee. And now you got Demario Davis with either Allen, Hill, and I'll say this. I love Rodriguez, the player. And if we had a 4-3 defense all the time, I think Rodriguez would be great. I just think he's a little undersized. I think he's just a little too undersized at 6'1", 230. I know Hill's only a little bit bigger at 6'2", 238. I know CJ Allen is 6'1", 230. But I've watched CJ Allen play. I think CJ Allen plays a lot bigger than he is. I know Rodriguez. And listen, I'm not going to dig on Rodriguez. I like him. And maybe I'm being a homer for a Georgia guy. And that might be a part of it. I'm completely being honest with that. You don't even have to type it. I am being a Georgia homer. I would prefer Allen over Hill and Rodriguez. But I'm not going to be mad if we get Hill or Rodriguez. But I will say this again, because I know receipts are always kept in this community. I do not think we pick at number 16. I do not think we pick at 33. And I do not think we pick at 44. I think number 2 could also be moved. I think Muji is going to be the complete opposite of what John Idzik was. I think Muji will move over and over and over again. Shout out to Adam, WA2K. Yeah, I'm admitting it. I might try to downsell the other guys. Now, I've done the opposite. I don't think we get downs, so I've tried to upsell Emmanuel McNeil-Warren and Dylan Thieneman. So I've done the opposite with it, where I think there's a lot of good guys that we can get. Also, ladies and gentlemen, New York Sports Wicker Media, WA2K. Go check out his channel. Show him some love. And Adam, we got to talk. We got to talk off air. I got some ideas. I want to run it by you. But folks, as always, super chats catapult you onto the screen like a midget. flies up there. Speaking of midgets, Jay then says, that's fantasy talk. Hey, listen, Jay, I'm very open here on the Nick Shine Show. I tell you what I like. I tell you what I don't like. You know your boy likes midgets. So it is fantasy talk, bro. Perfect timing with that comment, Jay. I know you catch a lot of shit, but that's fantastic. Good timing there, my friend. Appreciate you. Now, hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already. We're trying to get up there, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 2142, hoping to get to 2150, if not now, throughout the draft weekend. And for those of you who planned on coming to Atlantic City's off. I got hit with a bunch of shit. I cannot justify going to Atlantic City. So here's what we got. Thursday night, I will be at the Woodbridge Brewing Company in Woodbridge, New Jersey. Hope you can make it. Friday night, I will be live right here for round 2 and 3. Stop by. I know a lot of content creators are going to be doing shows. Whenever you can, hop in. I understand you're going to want to jump around and get everyone's takes. I respect it. I've done it myself. But stop in. Say hello. Show some love that night. Would appreciate it. Saturday, not sure yet. I think I'm going to work on Saturday. I got to work. Got to pay for this vacation this summer, so I can't justify taking off Saturday. Now, if it's something Saturday morning and I get home later, of course, I'll hop on at some point throughout the day, but I don't know if I'll be doing the draft cast. So please carve some time out of your schedule. Stop by Friday night. Show some love. Cisco here. $10 super chat. Cisco, thank God we only got 7 days till we are all happy with the Magician. Yes, absolutely. The Magician will be ready to go. Also, Cisco, congratulations on winning the prize. You got those entries by bailing me out of the hole. Appreciate you. First time I've ever been put in the hole. Very shocking move by Peter Castro. Peter Castro subscribes to the channel. He watches here all the time. 25. Party starts at 7. Draft starts at 8, bro. Would love to have you show up. You take the train into Woodbridge, New Jersey, and you walk down the stairs, and you were at the Woodbridge Brewing Company, bro. It's as easy as it gets if you're coming out from New York. And Bill, always praise Jesus. Now, I did get some news today. It's a little topical with what we saw on Jake's show. Charles Gorman will be at the party as well. So I'll leave it there. Charles will be there. Charles will be there with us, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows what he's going to do? We're going to be outside. If you are cigar smokers like me, bring a cigar. Be a good time. We'll hang out. We'll watch the draft. We'll have the raffles going off. Now, don't forget, Kyle Clifton, ladies and gentlemen, he was on the fence, and he heard Charles is in, and he said, you know what? I'm in. Could they be matched up in a battle? Stay tuned. We'll find out. But shout out to Cisco. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, 25 in the Discord. I created a channel, Shiner Draft Party. Go there. All your info is there. We have, here, let's bring it up again for those of you popping in late. Appreciate you all being here. Raffling off next Thursday. Curtis Martin, autograph football. Don Maynard, autograph photo. Vinny Testaverde, mini helmet. And a Chad Pennington mini helmet. You do not have to be there to win. Entries are on the bottom of the screen through Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. $10 for one entry. $25 gets you 3. Brother Yeti, I am not sure. I'd have to check. I know I don't know if Jake removed me from the committee tab. All right, I'm still there. Let me see. Announcements. Saturday, April 18th. I don't have any updates. I don't have any updates on the schedule. Yes, entries are definitely allowed on the spot. We will be promoting it. I will do the first raffle a few minutes after the Jets pick. I might do 5, 10, 15, 20. So after the Giants pick at 5, might be our first raffle. Give people time to show up. Let the excitement of the second pick die down. But yes, cash, electronic. My son and his girlfriend will be there. They will be managing the wheel and the entries. I'm paying them to work the day. So, but folks, hit that like button. Now, I got my guys that I like. I got the guys in this draft that listen, John Madden used to call them Madden guys, right? He had the Madden team. If I'm putting together a list of guys that I consider Nick Shine guys for this draft, it's Reese, it's Styles, it's Downs, it's Sadiq, Vega, Thieneman, CJ Allen, Banks and McDonald, Keldrick Falk, Zion Young, Nick Shine guys, Omar Cooper Jr., Chase Basantis, big one, Eli Stowers, Anthony Hill Jr., Christian Miller, Jadarian Price, the running back from Notre Dame. Do not sleep on him in round 2. Keelan Rutledge, Connor Liu, and the very, very violent edge rusher, Derek Moore. Don't sleep on Derek Moore at 44. I did not intend for that to rhyme, but it did. But those are guys in the first couple of rounds, in the first 2 days, that I would absolutely love to get. Those are the guys that I'm big fans of. And those are guys that I think that all come in and help the Jets. Also, I don't think we go that route, but Gunnar Jenkins with the red mullet. How can you not love that guy? He would instantly become a cult hero. You thought we loved Joe Tippmann with his mullet? Beautiful brown wavy hair. But having a fire orange mullet, yeah, that would be a thing. There would be orange mullets for sale in the parking lots, everywhere, online. He would become a cult hero immediately. But folks, call link is pinned. Let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear who are some of the guys that you want. We all know the top of the draft board. We all knew the Reese, Bailey, Styles, Downs, even Love. We know what everybody wants at the top of the draft. Who are some of the other guys who's your guy? Who's the guy that you're saying, I need this guy on my team? Even if you're a Detroit fan. David D, I see you in the chat. Who's your guy for the Lions? Who's the guy that you got to have? Also, Cisco, please, the draft prize, send it to me. Charles doesn't know how to check his mail yet, so you have to send the prize to me, and I'll make sure he gets it. But folks, fire away questions in the chat. We'll do we haven't done this in a while. Fire your questions away, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to, don't forget, I see his face, so I got to say it. Every time we gift 5 channel memberships on this channel, we play some love for Tommy. We play that video. I love playing it. I love honoring our friend. And cheers again to Tommy. Cheers with coffee, of course. Wild Wave. Reese Army will overcome all odds. unless Dallas sends us picks 12, 92, a 2027 first, 2027 second, Muji and AG going to cook. I really hope we pass on wide receiver in round 1. No, sir, Luca. I'm trying to get him to send the gift to me. He can check his mail. Back to Wildblade's comment. 1292. Next year's 1 and 2. That would give us 4 1s and 2 2s next year in what people call the most loaded draft. You could take those 2 2s, move up, and for the first time ever, have 5 number 1s. Daniel, we're waiting to find out. For those of you that may have missed it, I went and attended the services last Friday. I spoke to Tommy's brother. I gave him my phone number, and I said that we want to help out. We have a whole community just chomping at the bit to help out Tommy's kids. Tell us how. I haven't heard anything yet. Jake was in email correspondence with the stepfather. To my knowledge, nothing's been replied yet. So as soon as we hear something, they may decline the offer. But Jake has offered, I've offered, and now we're just kind of waiting to hear. But I promise you, Daniel, as soon as we know this show, Jake's show, we'll get all the info out. Kevin Tats gifted 5 channel memberships. They went to Modine. Oh, Kev, I'm sorry, bro. Where is it? Where is it? That's not for you, Kev. That's for Modine, of course. They also went to Orlando, Deroyd Lax, Timothy Lee, New York Jets Smoking Lounge. Well, now, folks, you know what you get. Courtesy of the great Kevin Tats. If you are a channel member and you haven't done it already, drop Kevin's emoji and let's show Tommy some love. Courtesy of Kevin Tattoos.
Here we go, baby. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 let's go, baby.
Oh, Mo's a legend, but I'm always going to roast Mo, Bill. I can guarantee you, for as long as this heart is beating, I will be roasting Mo. And Mo gives it back to us. There's no doubt. But there's great banter with Mo. Mo's been watching the show for a long time, back when I was doing shows with Jets Chaos on the regular. And Mo Dean has always been a thorn in our side. So we're hoping that we can start winning some games and give it back to Mo. But ladies and gentlemen, first up this evening, the one. That's it. The one. The overall one. The great Kyle Clifton. How are you, my friend?
How are you, Nick?
I'm pissed, dude.
Yeah?
I don't like the attacks in your direction.
Well, it's not, if you're paying attention to the show, it's nothing new. Like, early on, when the brackets first came out, there were subtle little digs at me for not being a long-time caller. I don't think he's been calling very long. You know, Chef Kevin is a BG guy. Whatever he felt he needed to do. So, you know, it's fine.
Now,
I'm a big boy.
I am a. This is why I'm not voting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did the fun little banter today, but this is why I'm not voting, because I have nothing but respect for you, and I have nothing but respect for Chef Kev, and I can never tear myself to pick between one or the other. You know, you guys are become good friends, and also you're constantly a part of the show. So
right.
I would never want anyone who watches the show to feel they don't get the same respect or love that they give to me by being here.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually met. I've only talked with him in like the Discord and stuff, but he's such a gentleman. It's kind of a tough matchup. But you know, we'll try and have some fun with it. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to ask you what you thought about Zion Young and the possibility of him being there at 33. You think he's gone?
I hope he's not, because it's one of the names that I really like. I love Zion Young's violence. Now, if you go and say you take Bailey, now you got Bailey and Will playing the outside linebacker. They're not going to be on the field together all the time because you can't have both of those guys out there in run situations. No matter how much the rest of your front seven is good, you're going to be vulnerable off tackle in the run game time and time again. I would love somebody like a Falk, a Zion Young, a Derek Moore. I would love to add another physical outside linebacker, guy who can put his hand in the grass also in four-man fronts and kind of change things up. I think Zion Young, and I'm going to group them together because I really think these guys have similar skill sets. Keldrick Falk and Zion Young. I just look at them and I see violence. And I see guys who fit the Aaron Glenn mold. And I think that if you go Bailey, you're going to need somebody who can bring that physicality to add to the edge. And you can put him on the strong side with the tight end. He could fight off the block and still make a play. I can't see Bailey and Will doing that. So I like those guys a lot. I like him even if you take Reese. I think that you can move Reese around. I prefer
Reese. I do.
Say again?
I do prefer Reese. So,
same.
You know, we have so many needs. It's almost a sin to double dip, but you can't ignore the value if you were there. Like, because I think Young is a first-round pick.
Agree. But some of these guys are going to fall.
Right, because the offensive line is going to start to come off there in the 20s.
That's New York Jets fans should be praying that cornerbacks and offensive linemen start going like crazy, because that means the linebackers, the wide receivers, the edges are falling. You don't want to have that run of the positions that we want, because then you're going to force your hand and you're going to have to jump up. You know, you want 6 offensive tackles to go in round 1. You want 2 quarterbacks to go. You want the Steelers to jump the Jets to go get Ty Simpson. You want another player sliding down to us that we didn't think is going to be there.
Yeah, I'm working on. I'm going to work on Thursday. I think I'm 90% sure at this point. What line is that? What line in New Jersey Transit?
The NJ Coastline.
Okay.
I will confirm it for you and message to you. 2 lines come out of Penn Station. One's the Northeast Corridor, and one is the NJ Coastline. They split at Rahway. So you want to make sure Woodbridge is on. 2 of them hit New Jersey coming down this way. It's got to be the Coastline, because after Rahway, it goes Avenel, Woodbridge, South Perth Amboy, South Amboy. It goes all the way down to Bayhead. So the Coastline's got to be it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of I'm over near Grand Central, so it's kind of a short walk to Herald Square. That's probably where I think that's where I would kind of look to pick it up.
Hold on. Get schedules.
So I think they have the entrance there that goes underground to Penn.
Yeah, it's the New Jersey Coastline.
Yeah, I mean,
so if you get the express, it goes Penn Station, Secaucus, Newark Penn Station, Newark, Rahway, Avenel, Woodbridge. So
awesome.
It's not that bad. You're not stopping Elizabeth Linden. You're not hitting every stop.
And then I'll probably just Uber home to Queens. So
nice.
If a wide receiver comes off at 16, I think that's a real possibility to get that extra edge at 33 if we stick. If we don't get an off, if Simpson is there and a team wants to come up and give us, future picks, that changes the story a little bit. But I would not be averse to double dipping at hedge at 2 and 33, because I think you'd be getting tremendous value. And you could, if you wanted to, you could move on from Will in a year or so. You could, it gives you a lot of flexibility.
Yeah, if you double dip, it's telling me you're moving Will by the trade deadline. just like you moved Jermaine, it's telling me that you don't have the people that you want up front, and you're going to go bring in your guys, which would also tell me they're going to get a third year. Like if they're doing these moves and they're trading away guys who were first-round picks previously, and you're allowed to bring in your guys and you're allowed to trade starters, you have to give them a third year, in my opinion. And
we could get something for Will because, some teams might see him as a double-digit sack guy. I don't see him that way. Like I feel like a lot of those sacks are, oops. They come in bunches. The technique isn't there. A lot of it with him, he's still finding his way. A couple of years in here, so I want to like the kid. He's got a great story, but he hasn't lived to his potential just yet.
Agreed. And I've been very vocal on calling Will McDonald the closer, right? I said if we were going to be a winning team, he's going to have to be the Mariano Rivera of the Jets. And again, in the 3 games that we were close, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland, he was getting sacks in the fourth quarter. He was making plays when the offensive line was worn down. Sadly, we didn't have enough games where the opposition still had a pass in the fourth quarter. So in the moments where he can be a game changer, he was neutralized.
Yep. I appreciate your time as ever, Nick. Hopefully I'll see you on Thursday.
That'd be great, Kyle. I'm going to message you my number. This way, if you have any questions or anything that day, you can reach directly out to me.
Awesome. I'll talk to you soon.
I can't wait to have a former New York Jet, Kyle
Clifton,
on my phone. Yeah, baby. Hopefully the first of many. Next up, we got a treat for you here, ladies and gentlemen. One of the old school guys calling in. We got Y2K. What's up, brother?
It's a surprise impromptu appearance on a Thursday night. How you doing, my friend?
I love it, man. How you doing?
Oh, thank God it's Friday Eve. That's all I can tell you, man. This has not been an easy week, but this is when, as tough as it is to be a Jets fan, I'm just glad we get to have these little distractions from the real world and have something to look forward to. Because let's be honest, this is typically the most exciting time of year to be a Jets fan. Hopefully that will be changing soon. But, the closer we're getting to it, the more excited that I'm getting for the draft. No doubt about it.
So what's your thoughts, brother?
I've been doing a lot of previews on my show over the last couple weeks. And last night I actually did a show on quarterbacks and defensive ends. I saved the premium picks for that week. Went through 12 quarterbacks and 20 edge rushers. That's how good this edge rusher class is. And to me, I said this in the chat, I could easily see 8 or 9 edge rushers going in that first round. That's how loaded this thing is. I think the big thing that I would come – and by the way, I am on Team Reese. I'm just going to put that on record right now. I want the better all-around player, with all due respect to David Bailey. Yeah, give me the – especially when you have a coach whose superpower is calling defensive plays. He's going to want that joker card, that wild card, as you might say, to play with as he wants to. Because, I heard in the conversation you're just having, I just think of the thought of David Bailey and Will McDonald playing outside linebacker at the same time, and I just shudder.
Yeah, you would check the jet sweeps. They would fly upfield. You'd run it inside, and you'd get 7 yards easy, if not more.
Right. I mean, it's a good idea if the Jets are up 10, 14 points in the game, and the other team's got to start throwing the ball down the field. Just one problem: when are the Jets ever up double digits?
Yeah, true.
So I'm on Team Reese. Now, you had asked the question, if there's a player who you're really looking for, who is it? And I got to tell you, man, it's not that I'm going against you, but I am on Team Jacob Rodriguez, man. I love this
that's
kid.
Fine.
I am. Yeah, because
I don't have anything against the player. I just want CJ Allen. I love Styles. Like, if you tell me we get Styles over Allen, I have no issue with that in any way, shape, or form. But if it's between Allen, Hill, Rodriguez, I got Allen up here, Hill here, Rodriguez here. So, and that's just not in terms of their abilities. That's in terms of me wanting them on the team.
I think what the thing with Rodriguez that I like so much is he makes impact plays. Just this year, 128 tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, 6 pass breakups, 4 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles. I mean, this guy makes plays. I'll give you one crazy number. He's the only player in 20 years for his career, 300 tackles, 10 forced fumbles, 5 interceptions, 5 fumble recoveries. We need impact players on this defense, and Jacob Rodriguez makes impact plays. I look at C.J. Allen, and I think more C.J. Mosley. Very good player, going to get the tackles, has good range, but he's going to pile up the tackles like a Kyle Clifton. I just don't know if he's going to make the impact plays that I would want him to make. So they're all pretty close, but I'm going like Rodriguez, Allen, and then like Hill a little bit lower than that is my number 4. Styles obviously being number 1.
A play that I referenced this play. Texas was playing, I think, was it Ohio State? It was a playoff game. Whoever Texas got their teeth kicked in by in a playoff game. I don't know I think it may have been Georgia. And or the SEC, one of the games, and Hill was playing linebacker, and Hill dropped, and he went to his curl hook zone area, and he located the receiver, turned back, got the interception, and I'm like, I haven't seen a Jet linebacker do that since C.J. Mosley picked off Josh Allen and ran it in for a touchdown, like in the first quarter of a game a couple years ago. That may have been like pre-COVID, bro. That may have been like 2019. So I haven't seen Jets linebackers making plays like that. You know, we know the infamous play in New England in the playoff game when David Harris picked off the screen. Like, I'm not against getting playmakers. And I'll say it again so everyone's clear. I don't have anything against Rodriguez as Hill or as players. I will fully admit I am fanboying to get C.J. Allen on the Jets because for years, and you've known this, we've been doing mocks together for years. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean. I have wanted the Jets to get Georgia player after Georgia player, and I got to watch all 3 of those guys go to Philly and win and be one of the better defenses in the league. And I'm sitting here like, all right, we drafted Nathan Shepard from fucking Canada.
The fact that he was
to
the first draft pick we had after
produce
Sam
the winners.
Darnold, it's just insane.
You go to the programs that produce winners. You go to the programs where they are not even just playing elite competition on Sunday. They're playing elite competition every fucking day in practice because the guy they're going against is going to the NFL in round 1 or 2. Go get me those guys that are proven. I'm tired of this small school shit. I'm tired of Sherwood converting. Like, go get me guys that have fucking done it at an elite level.
No, it all makes sense. And hey, you know, the way the conferences keep jumping around, it's almost hard to keep track sometimes of who's playing who half the time. Because unlike you, I admit, I'm not the biggest college football watcher. I don't have a dog in the fight or a bulldog in the fight, as it would be in your case. I don't have a team. You know, the only reason I really watch college is to see who wins the championship and what prospects make sense for the Jets in the big games when you get to bowl season. That's about the extent of my interest. My pro teams give me enough heartache. I don't need to add college into it. Okay.
And I don't want to bring it up, but there's another team that gives you heartache. I'm not going to say it. If you want to say it, you can say it. But
we have options here, Nick.
Folks, I just dropped Adam's link in the chat. If you haven't already, go subscribe to his channel. He does a lot of videos on the Mets, the Rangers. The Knicks playoffs are coming up, so he'll be dropping a lot of reaction videos. I still think your Ranger reaction video is a 10-minute rant. You guys know this who watch me. I don't watch hockey. I am not a hockey guy. There's 2 times I'll watch hockey. The Olympics in overtime or Game 7 in the playoffs. And I've told Adam this. If there's a Game 7 in the playoffs that goes to overtime, text me, bro. I'll put it on. I think that's the most exciting thing in sports. But that 10-minute reaction video when the Rangers lost is the best reaction video I've ever seen. You got 60 views on that from me because I watched that a couple times a day for a very long time.
Hey, I'm here just to help people feel better about themselves. That's pretty much all I can do. And the team has been so bad the last 2 years. It's like it's been not. I'm not going to go down the rabbit hole too much with the Rangers, but being a hockey fan for me has been like being a Jets fan for the last couple of years. You're done about a third of the way, and you know it, and you switch from being aggravated to being numb. that's pretty much the mindset that I went. And things have been so crazy. It's like I barely recorded videos. This week I did a Knicks preview video against the Hawks, and I did a WrestleMania preview video as well, since that's coming up this weekend too. But usually it's been the short videos. Been doing a few of those, but it's been good. But draft night, I will be hanging out with the North Carolina Jets fans down here in the Triangle. Yep. So getting a little party together, and these guys, God bless them. And I was in Virginia for about 7-8 years. Amazing group, get together every month, every game. This group's not quite like that. They really only get together for game days. So I've tried to come in, get us together a little bit more. So it was my idea to do a draft party. So there might only be 6 to 8 people. I don't know, but I felt, especially now, let's get some people together. Next year, though, DC, I got every intention of getting up there for that draft. No doubt about it.
And with 3 1s, depending on where we fall, I think we may come down for that.
Oh, yeah, we have to. I'll be
going into Washington, though. Like, I hate the thought of mass crowds there. Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I hate that. But it'll be fun. It'll be a fun trip to make, and you can get the hell out of there.
Have you been to a draft before, Nick?
To a draft? No.
Okay.
No, so I never went when they were at Radio City. When they were back at Radio City, we were young and we partied way too much. Plus, that was a tough ticket to get back in the day because it was in such a small environment. And then when they made it big, they haven't had it here. Like, they did it in New York for so many years, hashtag Vrabel and Rossini, that now they had to pick other places to go to. And they've never come back to Central Park. They've never done it in New York. But I don't think I would be a fan of that experience, standing there like all day, like having to check the phone constantly, not having a good view of the board. If it's a sunny, bright day, you can't see the screens, like, or whatever angle you're at. It's not for me. I'm more of a let's go sit, let's chill, let's talk. And first round Thursday night, I wanted to get together with everyone. That's the big pick, right? After that, put me here in my chair and we'll have fun. Or put me on the couch. Last year, a couple of us went and rented a house down in Ocean City, New Jersey. We hung out there, feet up, watching the draft, bullshitting. Knob was making food, was going outside, smoking cigars. Tom Ace, Clancy, Weed came down. Nate was there. We had a fun group just hanging out, talking football for the entire weekend. It was a good time.
Yeah, hey, that sounds pretty fantastic to me. I actually went to 2 drafts when they were in Chicago. So I went in 15 and 16 when I was still living in the Midwest. And nice. It was kind of a mixed experience.
We did this the other day. Hold on.
Okay.
Dylan was on the other day, and we did, if I could do all the draft picks from 2000. 15 was Deron Lee. 16 was Pryor. No,
I don't think so.
One of those was Deron Lee.
I know who one of them was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I do know who the early. I remember one because one of the picks drove me crazy.
Hold on, let me think this through.
Okay.
So we just missed the playoffs. So 16 was Deron Lee because we missed the playoffs and we picked him at like 18.
Yeah, I think that was Darren. Well, yeah, what a story that turned out to be. My
15.
God. Whew. Darren Lee, what a great person he is.
Yeah. Who's the pick before him? I did it coming all the way up, and now I'm trying to think in reverse.
Okay.
Who was the other one?
Leonard Williams.
Leonard. Okay.
Yeah, Leonard. Yeah, so I was there for the Darren Lee pick. I was not there the next night because had I been there for the Christian Hackenberg draft, I might have torn the board down. Not gonna lie. But I did get a chance to do some of the interactive stuff, the games they have, like do the 40-yard dash, test your arm as a quarterback. You would have dominated me if we did that one head-to-head. And then I waited, I'm not making this up, and like an hour and 20 minutes to get online to kick one field goal. The line for this thing was ridiculous. And I did. I had basically a ground ball to shortstop. It looked so much easier than it is if you have absolutely no experience ever kicking. I gotta say.
Nice. Shout out to Jake Asman, who gifted a channel membership that went to John Bogo. And John, right there, immediately gets access to the emojis. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you. And
Nice.
Jiu-Jitsu Recovery, Purple Belt Mike says, shine time, baby. Now, I just want to declare, with Purple Belt Mike watching, if you get past Peginardi and you are against Charles, I will sit that one out. I will sit that round out, whoever Charles is going against. Much love to PBM and Peginardi. I will not be his advocate for that round.
You will not be his Paul Heyman for that round?
No, I put on a black dress shirt and went in as his advocate today on Jake's show and spoke on Charles's behalf. I came home, I was eating and I'm watching the show and I'm texting Charles. I go, make sure, you got to have more energy, bro. I go, take your shirt off, show your Asmaniac fanny pack, and just go nuts. Like, be passionate describing your love of the Jets. And he did it. And then he's in the back. I'm like, take your shirt off, stand on top of the chair like Fireman Ed and do the Jet chant. Now, Cho was talking while Charles did it, but Charles got up on the chair and like his head was cut off because it's the first time in his life he was too tall. And he quieted the crowd in his apartment by himself and did the Jet chant like Fireman Ed would.
That might be the one thing that gets Jake demonetized. What can I tell you?
Charles and Beast shirtless. It was quite the event. But here's a good question from Mr. Bonesy. Who was the worst pick? Deron Lee, D. Milliner, or Calvin Pryor?
I would say this. My biggest hopes were for Calvin Pryor. I had some excitement about that pick, the energy that he brought. If I had to bet on one of those three turning out to be good, I would have bet on Calvin Pryor. And he basically was like a more physical Jordan Whitehead. Didn't know how to tackle, couldn't take an angle. You know, I always felt there was so much more to get out of him than that. I mean, Lee, to me, was always a little bit undersized. You know, he had the pick six in the game against Detroit. Remember that? And now he's turned out to, basically he's probably heading to jail for the rest of his life, or at least he should be. D. Milliner, I will always say this about...
Let me say this about that before we move on.
Yeah.
You know how I know the tides for the Jets are starting to turn? When Deron Lee got arrested, he had a Kansas City Chiefs shirt on and not a Jet shirt. Do you know how I know the Jets tides are starting to turn? Vrabel is the coach of the Patriots and not the Jets when he was banging a reporter. Like, these
and
are
if he had been the Jets coach, there would have been calls for him
Jet-centric.
to resign.
This would have been Jet-centric shit back in the day. Deron Lee would have been in Jets gear and a fireman helmet when the cops show up to question him. Mike Vrabel would have been having her come into his office at One Jets Drive in Florham Park. We're getting blessed.
Hey, you look for anything. And I'll say this about D. Milliner. He did have 2 good games in his career. Back-to-back weeks, he shut down Josh Gordon when that was actually meant something, and Brandon Marshall. He did have 2 good games in his career. Basically, he was like the Stephen Hill of cornerbacks. Like, Stephen Hill would be good when he played Buffalo. Like, we actually did – last night we did the wheel. We did the Jets wide receiver wheel, okay? And by the way, our last one was number 1. I had to put Derek Gaffney at number 1, which was just miserable. But we get to Stephen Hill, and I was like, guys, he actually had 4 touchdowns as a Jet. Who would have thunk it? More than Denzel Mims, more than Elijah Moore, both of whom had to be on the wheel as well. It was a very, very painful wide receiver wheel. So I would say the most disappointing was Calvin Pryor. But when you look at overall production, I would go Darren Lee, but I'm including the off-the-field drama with him as well.
See, I thought Milliner was okay. And then he got hurt. Multiple ACL tears kind of derailed his career. Question, and I know you're going to know this instantly, but I'm going to throw it out there.
Oh, thanks.
What safety was Calvin Pryor drafted in front of? There was 2 safeties that were round 1 discussions that year. Pryor was one.
Just on a side note, the fact that D. Milliner replaced Darrelle Revis, I think the expectations were just placed ridiculously high. When you're replacing the best, then that's going to make it that much harder on you.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Pryor, so that was what, 20?
Yep.
12-ish.
You want clues?
Give me one.
All right. Laughter, president, penis.
President?
Laughter, president, penis.
It's been a long week, dude.
Ha ha, Clinton Dix.
Clinton Dix. Okay, I was trying to think of somebody really, really good. Okay, that's why my mind wasn't going there. Okay, Clinton Dix. Okay, fine.
Him and Pryor were the big discussions on who would be the top safety in that draft, and we took Pryor, and Clinton Dix went to Green Bay.
He has not actively gone through my mind in years. What can I tell you? But yeah, Calvin Pryor was the headliner of the Idzik 12, right? Yeah, 2014. Yeah, he was there right near the end of the Rex run. So, oh my gosh.
Hold on.
And I think 9 of those picks were day 3 picks. So
we got another question from Bonesy. Worst second round receiver: Devin Smith, Stephen Hill, or Denzel Mims? The worst? Mims. Devin Smith had great speed, but he again I think he caught a touch. Didn't he catch a touchdown and tear his knee catching the touchdown?
If it was, I think that was the only touchdown of his Jets career. It felt like he became actually decent when he went to Dallas, right?
And Stephen Hill remember he had that like opening day game where it was the home opener week 2.
That's
and
Buffalo.
Sanchez hit him for like 3 catches, 2 touchdowns. He had a really good game, but then they just never went his direction again, or he just wasn't able.
I gotta go Mims. Yeah, I mean Devin Smith had 2 touchdowns. Not that touchdowns are everything, but Smith had 4. Or Smith had 2. Hill had 4. Mims. It was like we were always waiting for Denzel Mims to do something, and yet it never quite happened. And it was frustrating because, like, come on, give Mims a chance. And then there were certain people advocating for Mims, saying he could really play. Just give him a chance. And be like, look, he takes ridiculous penalties. He drops. Denzel Mims was like the precursor to Alan Lazard, is basically what he turned out to be. So if I had to go, worst one, I would probably go Mims.
His NFL debut, we beat Buffalo 48-28 on September 9th, 2012. He had 6 targets, 5 catches, 89 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He had 1 touchdown the rest of the year. He missed 5 games. 3 was inactive, and then 2 was on injured reserve. For his career, he ended up with 45 catches, 594 yards, and 4 touchdowns. He played 2 years for us, and then nobody else ever signed him on.
Nobody else. And I still remember, this is how I used to think of things back then. I remember he went on stage after being drafted, and he led the crowd in a JETS chant. I was like, I love this guy right now. That was
We're very simple.
That was all I needed.
We're very, very simple to win over. Let's see. I'm looking at. All right. So Devin Smith's career: 15 catches, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns for his career. He did catch 1 touchdown his rookie year with us. He had another one in year 3 with Dallas. But I'm pretty sure he caught the touchdown in that game and either tore the knee on the touchdown catch or tore it later that game, and he was out for the year.
That pretty much sums up the Jets' second-round picks, especially when it comes to wide receivers, doesn't it? And then Devin's,
Well, now wow, that was his career with 15 catches. I might have to change this. Yeah, I am. Denzel Mims had 42 catches, 676 yards, no touchdowns. But if you play in the NFL for 4 years and you only have 13 catches, we've watched Brandon Marshall have more than that in a fucking half. So,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like, how would you rather die? Getting shot, getting drowned, or ODing? That's pretty much how that question feels.
True. Mr. Bonesy with another one.
Oh.
Best day 3 wide receiver find: Jeremy Curley, Quincy, or Cotry? It's Cotry for me.
Cotry.
Quincy
easily
second.
Jericho Cotry.
If Cotry's a 10, Anun was an 8.5, and Curley's like a 4.
Especially since you're taking Enunwa in the 6th round, and he would have been, who knows what his ceiling would have been had he not gotten hurt, had that darn neck just held up. Because remember, the last really significant win the Jets had, legitimately significant, was that overtime win against New England. I could tell you, being down in Key West, being in a bar that was primarily Patriot fans, and barely being able to walk after a soccer injury the previous day, and I was able to hang in there. Oh, yeah, I was limping like freaking Ratso Rizzo in Midnight Cowboy. There's an old movie reference for you.
I have no idea what you just said. You started speaking Spanish.
Yeah, Ratso Rizzo in Midnight Cowboy, John Voight's character. But, yeah, Dustin Hoffman's character, excuse me. So, anyway, but the big play before the touchdown catch was a Nunwa with that catch and run from Fitzpatrick to take it all the way down. And I think that play should never get overlooked.
No, that was tremendous. His catch and run ability was ridiculous, but it's also probably led to his career being shortened. Now, before I let you go, because I got some other callers, sure. We've done some things on the show in the past. You were part of the Nick Shine show when I was a proud New York Jet fan, and we had 4 people watching on a Friday night. And we've done some different things. We've done some different drafts. We've done all-time Jets drafts with anyone who played for the Jets at any given time. You get them in their prime. Dylan Terman and I, this past Sunday, did drafting the best possible team with draft picks by the Jets from the year 2000 and on. Now, I'm going to give you – damn it. He sent it to me. All right. Which team do you like better? I thought this was without the names. He took the names off when he had Joe Caporoso on last night. Which team do you like better? And you can be honest. You don't have to say me.
Okay.
Because you're here.
All right. All right. I'll try to roll through this, get a good feel for everything here. Okay. Three offensive linemen. Okay.
You know why?
Because we haven't had enough picks that actually worked out.
Yeah, we haven't drafted 10 good enough. We're going to have Max Mitchell and Carter Warren on there.
Personally, I would pick the team that had Cameron Clark on it, but that's just me. I had, well, it could have been with him too, but another neck injury. Oh gosh, you know, I'm a Chad Pennington guy, so just for that, I want to take.
I know.
I want to do that. But as far as the rest of the team goes, I would have to give you the slight edge. I really would.
Yeah, I think he's got running back with Brees, but I like to run between the tackles, so I'm not going to shit on having Sean Green. If you look at the receivers, I think I have a better group.
I would agree with that.
Tight end, I'll say it's a push because we've seen Keller play at a high level, especially in the playoffs. But I think Mason Taylor's career will be better. But as of right now, I think it's almost even. Listen, there's only 3 offensive linemen. I took 2 centers. So, I mean, the offensive line, you can just kind of wash.
I'll give you the edge on linebacker. I'll give you the edge on
if I'm running a true 3-man defense, I got Sione Puha at the nose, and I got Quinnen and Sean as my defensive ends. So I like that.
I think your secondary dominates. I mean, with all due respect, he took Ashton Davis.
Yeah, he had to. What other safeties have we drafted?
Dwight Lowry counts as a cornerback. Yeah, you can't use him.
You're bringing Malachi Moore. There weren't many other options.
I'm just kidding. I pretended to think about it for about 6 seconds. But hey, no kickers.
Never a kicker. I don't think we
drafted. I'll give you your name. The Tokyo Toe, Kansei Matsuzawa. Will we get the Tokyo Toe to kick for us and to compete with Cade York?
Nice.
That's right. We're dropping Matsuzawa references on the show, only on the Nick Shine show.
I'm looking for, just because I think Bob Wischusen would have a fucking tremendous call. Trey Smacks another one, leading the Jets to victory. Like Trey Smacks is just a great walk-off call to have, and I think Wischusen would do a really good job with it.
Yeah, the only kicker the Jets have met with is Drew Stevens from Iowa, though. And I actually did a kicker ranking on one of my shows. I'm not making this up. I put Smack 1. I have said Smack 1, Stevens 2. I think it was Dominic Zavada, the Michigan guy, a little bit inconsistent for me. But Matsuzawa I had there as 4. And it's only because he's pretty raw, still learning how to kick. But you put him with Chris Banjo, and I like it. And you wouldn't have to spend a draft pick probably to get him either, because only 1 or 2 kickers get drafted a year. So, but I know we need to bring in somebody to compete with Cade York, to say the least.
Absolutely.
So why not bring in the Tokyo Toe?
Absolutely. Give me somebody with a strong leg, and then if he's got to work on the accuracy, like that's Chris Banjo's only other job. You made your returns great. You found the punter after everyone went nuts after letting Moorhead go. You bring in McNamara. He's tremendous as a rookie. Go develop a kicker. You go develop a kicker for the Jets, you'll be a head coach candidate in the NFL. But Brother, I appreciate it.
Yep. Yeah. Feel free to text me after it's over, and we can chat about whatever you want to talk about. That'd be good.
Perfect. We'll talk soon, buddy.
All right. Have a good night. Go Jets.
Amen. Next up, you never know what you're going to get on the show. You go from someone that you're very friendly with, have known for a long time, and then someone you've known for a short time and you're not very friendly with. What's up, Black Gypsy?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Chilling. So I was thinking about one of these questions. Milner, definitely. Milner was the worst, bro. Like there was, I don't remember what game it was, but he had a really good game. And I remember the announcers talking about him, like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be something." And then right after, totally fell apart. Like that was it for it. Like they hyped him up. I guess replacing Rivas was like a hard fucking task.
It was impossible.
Yeah, playing in that defense too. So my whole thing today was defense. So 3-4, right? 3-3-5. So what without the draft, right? Like right now, how would you want to see that lineup?
3-3-5. How would I want to see it line up right now?
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the depth chart. Give me a second.
Because the reason why I ask is, do you think the players that we have now are good enough to compete and keep us in games? And then the rookies can add to it and maybe give us something here or there? Because rookies are going to make mistakes, so there's going to be misplays with some of the rookies. Do you think our defense is strong enough? Yeah.
So, all right. Pass rushing situations, 3-3-5?
Yeah.
All right. Pass rushing situation. I'm having
Phillips. It's Phillips in.
I'm having Onyemata and Briggs as my defensive ends. I'm gonna go with Sweat at nose tackle.
Okay.
And then 3. I would go with. Oh man.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's where it's only one person in that other secondary that's doing anything. Both the outsides are trash. And
I'm going to have DeMario out there in the middle.
Okay.
I'm probably going to have Sherwood and Will. And Osai is going to get bumped out.
So Osai is not in. So you'd rather have Will in other than having Osai?
Just to have that fourth pass rusher. Like if I got that size, I need that fourth rusher.
Why would you keep Sherwood and not swap Sherwood for Osai?
Coverage.
You think
Sherwood would be my coverage guy.
So you're gonna have Sherwood fall back in coverage, okay?
Yeah.
So he's gonna be your spy running back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then in the secondary.
And then in the secondary, I'm gonna go Minka, Stevens. Depending on the matchups, I can either go AZ or I can go Brownlee. If they're more tight end heavy, if they're in 12 personnel, I'll bring in Brownlee to cover the tight end, more physical, and take Thomas out.
Okay.
Or I could play both. Yeah. And then what's it going to be on the back end? Malachi Moore and either Belton or Cisco on the back end, and let Minka play the slot. Let Minka and Brownlee kind of make it look like a 3-4, and then they can shift back into the 3-3-5. So you can have flexibility, and I really truly love Brownlee and Minka out there together on opposite sides of the field. And if you send someone in motion, they can come back. The other one can drop the safety. And I think you can see Brownlee play more. He can play in the 3 in the middle, or he can move back to the 5. So if you have a team with speed, I wouldn't be surprised if you pull DeMario and have Sherwood go middle, and then Brownlee's one of the 3.
That's my issue, right? If DeMarcus is not in the defense, then you're depending on Minka, Belton, and what's his face as your 3, and Stevens. Like those would be. Do you think Belton is better than Stevens?
Stevens is corner though. Belton's not going to line up on the perimeter, right?
I thought he's cornerback / safety. Plays both, doesn't he?
He's listed as strong safety on what I'm looking at here on our depth chart.
So
but I'm sure he's got flexibility, right?
So Minka and Belton. So Minka's playing free. Belton's playing strong.
It depends. Like if someone goes in motion, they can drop and change it, right?
I know.
Like you can do that where they're not running with them. You can just flop. You can flip your defense as the offense changes.
So by what we just named, I see two people in that secondary. That's horrible. And then at the linebacker position, I see two people. That's And then on the line, we have two solid people. So when we replace them with the people that we're talking about in the draft, that's how we got to look at it. Because linebacker, like Rodriguez, is a really good pick if we have Sherwood. You get speed back there and somebody that can turn the ball over. Like DeMario goes out, you can put Rodriguez in. Because if it's a pass play, like I don't know, man. Like looking at the defense on paper, it's I'd say a D+ at the moment. Like, do you see
D as in boy or D as in David?
D as in David.
Okay.
Like the what makes it a good defense is three people right now: DeMario, Minka, and Belton. Like Stevens, I don't really know about.
High on Belton?
I think Belton is better than Stevens, or better than AZ or whoever or Cisco. So, like, think of how many plays we got beat last year on play action, where the safeties were behind, or just getting beat. Period. Think of how many run plays we got beat on. So if you got two guys that can stop that, like that's the high point of the defense. And then DeMario, like run stopping wise, I think the defense is probably a B. But overall, I'd say like a D. Like when it comes to the pass, because it's only Minka back there, like technically and truly, and then Belton. So like depending on formation where you put them, I want to see a Downs or what's the other guy? DT. What the hell's his name? The other safety.
Cisco?
No, in the draft.
Oh, Dylan Thieneman and then Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
McNeil-Warren. So, like, we need another safety that's really good.
Oh, McNeil-Warren would be an absolute gem to use.
Like, we need, like, for that defense to grade up, we need a lockdown safety because if that line is trash and they're not able to get off, you need the guys that can keep up. Like, I think Fitzpatrick can keep up for a little bit. Like, if the blitz is working, Fitzpatrick is going to look amazing. If it's not, he's going to look like trash back there. Like, the younger guys, like, I think AC is going to look like trash. Brownlee, Belton, and Minka. And then the other three are mid. The other three were on the team last year, and they were mid. Like, they played better, but still super mid.
Yeah.
But the secondary grade is maybe a B-, a C+. The line.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm looking at this now. The 3 is what, like your backup linemen. So your starting linemen right now, in theory, are Onyemata, Sweat, Phillips, Briggs, depending on the personnel on the other team, right?
Yeah.
And Peyton Page is your backup nose. You have Mozzie Smith there still. I don't think they're done upgrading to that, man. Like, I am not sleeping on McDonald, Banks, Woods being one of these first 3 picks.
They need it.
I like Harrison Phillips as a leader, but $7 million, I think that you can move on to that with no cap hit if you go get a McDonald or a Banks or a Woods. All right. You keep them through training camp and you let them go. You let them mentor these guys. You let them teach a little bit, and then it's time to go. But like, I am not thrilled with our front, and that is, you know how much I love Devondre Sweat coming in. Like, that was my favorite show to
Sweat
do,
is
I
an
think, this
anchor.
offseason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Sweat. So
But
like,
now I need the guys who can get to the quarterback. I like Briggs, and I said this all last year. If Briggs is your best defensive lineman, you're a 3-14 football team. If Briggs is now your second or third best defensive lineman, now you got a solid, good front line, and that's where we need to get. And I don't think we're there yet. Adding Onyemata,
we're not. We're nowhere near close. And here's the thing that worries me. Last year we went pretty injury free. You know what I mean? And the season ends up not mattering. So it kind of worked out. Like, a lot of guys didn't get hurt, and the season was trashed. If anyone goes down on the line or the secondary, if DeMario gets hurt, if Sweat gets hurt, if Phillips gets hurt, if Minka gets hurt, if Stevens gets hurt, like, let's just think of it. Like, you take out any of those players that are like, who is behind them? You know what I mean? Because if Minka's out, then Belson's there. Then you need a Downs or McNeil, or like, you need somebody really good there, because AZ isn't it. I don't think. He's good, but especially in the 3-3-5. It's going to be interesting to watch them call this defense and watch them switch to 3-4. Because run stopping wise, I think the defense probably a B minus. Like, adding Sweat and Phillips there, like, you have a way better clog in the middle. And Sherwood is a good run stopper. He's just, I mean, like, late or just way too over anxious. It's never in between. So run stopping wise, I think we're good. Like, I want to see the formations. Like, I want to see who we're gonna draft now, because I was just looking at the line and I was like, ugh. And the linebackers, I was like, ugh. And the secondary, I was like, all right. Could be worse. But like, I don't know. I want to see how they're gonna put this together, because it's a patchwork right now.
I tell you what, I'd like it a lot more if it was Sweat with Briggs and Christian Miller next to him, with Reese and McDonald out there coming, and you can move Reese around anywhere. I would like that a lot more, man.
Any of them, you put Bain, Reese, Bailey, any of those guys are good there. But we need, because I think our weakest spot right now is linebacker. Right.
Yeah, well, if you're running a 3-4, Will McDonald's not a true outside linebacker. And that's where you need Reese, because you need the guy who can cover. You need him who can drop off. If they overload his side of the field, you need him to be able to get out the coverage to the flat sometimes, or dropping if you're in zone. You need him to rush the passer. You need him to spy the quarterback. I don't know. Will can't do all that.
Where do you think Rodriguez is going to get drafted at?
Where do I think what?
Rodriguez is going to get drafted at?
Anywhere from 25 with Buffalo or the Bears, anywhere down to 44 with us.
If he's there at 44, do you take, or would you take him?
What were the other three picks?
So
that matters.
Let's say we take Reese or Bailey, all right, and then we take Sadiq or Cooper or whoever.
Okay.
And we're now, I don't know who else will be there.
33 is like what matters, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
Reese isn't going to prevent you from taking Allen, Hill, or Rodriguez.
Yeah. So if we're taking Rodriguez in the 40s, who would you take in the 30s? Because we have one side taken care of.
You can go guard. You can go Basantis, and then you could take a safety. You could take a corner. You could take a defensive end. You could take a Christian Miller or McDonald or a Banks type. But I have no problem if we get one of the top four linebackers in Styles, Allen, Hill, or Rodriguez. I'm happy. I'm happy. I think this is a very good, possibly elite middle linebacker draft with those four names.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm happy with getting any of them, because we need upgrades. Sherwood's not a true middle linebacker. They tried it. He had a lot of opportunities because we were on the field for so many goddamn plays the year he made all those tackles, but he's not a game changer.
Yeah,
He's a guy who's making tackles 6 yards downfield the majority of the time, chasing instead of being more instinctive and making the play at the line of scrimmage. He rarely does it.
He's always chasing because he's always in the wrong position.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see 2 linebackers come out of this draft because Davis. How long is Davis going to last? He's old as fuck.
Oh yeah.
So like his replacement.
And that's why I don't want to wait. Like you have to get the middle linebacker
now.
In this draft.
Yes.
So Davis can be with him for the year. And then if Davis's body just gives out all of a sudden, okay, now you have your middle linebacker who's been with Davis in the room. And then you can move on from Sherwood and get another guy next year with all these elite picks. And you can build an elite front 7 very fucking quickly.
I'll take Davis, Rodriguez, and Reese. And then somebody else. That's a nice fit right there. Turnover on one side.
No matter who we take, we have to fucking hit. You take a tight end, it better fucking hit. You take receivers or 2, it better hit. You take Reese or Bailey, they better hit. You take one of the 3 middle linebackers after Styles, they better hit. You take Thieneman or McNeil Warren, you got to hit. That's the most important thing. Like, we may differ on the player, but the one thing that should unify all of us is that we root for the guy to be great. And you might not want the guy. And I think too many people hold it against the player because they didn't want that player. And it's almost like they root for failure so they can say, I was right. He sucked. No, man. The second he puts this on, you want that dude to be going all pro.
The only person I have that feeling for is Wright because I feel suckage. And he's putting on our use and just adding more suckage. But I really, really hope it's redemption and he can somehow be better. Honestly, because this is his last job. This is Wright's last job in the NFL.
You know who's never felt suckage?
Show me your butthole.
True.
That's all I got.
And if I would have gave him the $300, he would have.
All right, the strip club.
Yeah. BG, appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you.
Deuces.
Later, brother. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, I see some comments in the chat. I see my buddy Mark and Ray are here. They're local. They'll be at the Shiner draft party next week. Mark saying, Ray is a great, wholesome human who's coming to the Shine draft party. Yes, sir. He will be there. You will be there. Shout out to Ray for getting in the raffle. Appreciate you, man. Mark, we got to get you in the raffle. I know you will. Mark just won the Kevin Mawai helmet on our first winner's choice raffle was Mark. He was the winner. So congratulations to you, my friend. But next up, we got the one, the only, Lou B. What's up, brother?
How are you, Nick? Hope all is well.
I'm good. You got that look like you're ready to fucking take me down a path that I don't want to go on.
Curtis Martin is making the pick for us.
I know.
Not making it,
That's
he's
great,
about to
man.
pass the baton to the
That's
next running back of the New York Jets, Jeremiah Love.
Oh, but he's doing the pick in the second round, which means it would be Price from Notre Dame.
He was doing. I heard he was doing the second pick.
No, he's doing the second round.
Yeah, second round. So I know Roger Goodell does the first.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I just got my confirmation. I am definitely going to be in the pit. I am so happy. They just sent the instructions. I can't wait. It's 25 people. It's Juicy Jet. Boy Green's going to be with me.
Nice.
And we're trying to smuggle in Johnny Boy. We're going to put Boy Green on his shoulders, and that's what we're trying to do. So I don't know. I just want everyone to know that I was watching again all the highlights today, and I am not a draft expert. But once again, I reminded myself that it is pathetic not to take Jeremiah Love. Why? Because he makes these other guys look like children when he's on the field. He is like a giant.
Well, to be fair, Notre Dame plays a schedule filled with children.
I understand.
That's not a Catholic joke either. That's a poor schedule joke.
They also have a very shitty line as well. And he still is just burning people. I mean, I understand it is what it is, but I'm not the only one. From all day today, I've been seeing Jeremiah Love possibly going to Arizona, possibly going pick 3, 4, 5, and people trading up, down, all around the board. Everyone is talking about getting this guy. The only people that are not talking about getting them is the Jets. I still just need to understand how Arizona is more ready than the New York Jets are for Jeremiah Love. Somebody just has to explain that to me.
I don't think more ready, but I think when you have the new coach coming in and he wants to build an offense as an offensive-minded coach, I think that he's going to want weapons. You got the tight end already who's elite in Trey McBride. You got Harrison, and now you would add another weapon to your offense because you're trying to become that elite offense right away.
So, but I mean, you could say that for the next 5 teams, right? You could say that again for just a different. So it just is. He's good for everyone.
And it's not a matter of the player. I think it's just a matter of the ideology of when do you take a running back. Some people are like me and say, no, we're not going to draft them that early. We're going to draft them as the final piece of the puzzle. It's not a top 10 position to take. Not anything to do with the player. And I say this all the time. Name the last top 10 running back who won a Super Bowl with that team. Can't.
So
Barkley didn't win with the Giants. McCaffrey didn't win with the Panthers. Elliott didn't win with the Cowboys. Ronnie Brown didn't win with the Dolphins. Cedric Benson didn't win with the Bears. Blair Thomas didn't win with the Jets. Leonard Fournette didn't win with the Jaguars. He won it with the Bucs. Like, there's never been you have to really go back, and you can't find a guy who's been drafted in the top 10 who wins because you're burning a blue chip position on a non-blue chip.
Okay, so let's get back to that. So does anyone in the chat think that Bailey is going to have a better season than Jeremiah Love? So if you were burning that,
it's apples and oranges, though. It's you don't know. Bailey could be 4th on a Robert Saleh defense where he plays wide 9 and his only job is to rush the quarterback time and time again.
So we're going to take a guy that's not going to be on the field every down. It's even crazier to me. That's why I like Arvell over him. That's my only thing with Arvell.
Well, Arvell will be on the field more than Bailey, I think, in percentage of plays, because it's just he won't line up at the same position time again.
Understood. So you're going to take our blue chip player, our number 2 pick that we have, and you're going to take if they take Bailey over Arvell, I just think it's ridiculous. But I don't know. Every single team is talking. Every team that's not ready is talking about taking Love again. And everyone that's against me on the chat, I just want to tell you, you're all wrong, because I am going to remind you all, every one of you, I am taking receipts. I am writing names down because in October, I am going to be relentless with it. Just saying, look at what fucking Love did for this team or this shitty ass team. He's going to turn a team around, Nick. He really.
You know what I'm going to do though? Come October, if that's the case, I'm going to hire Bobby to run the channel. Oh yeah, look, I put you backstage. Bobby is the random guest remover, so that's why. Shout out to Bobby Midnight. Listen, look, I think Love is a good player. I think Love will be an impactful player in the league.
It's going to be.
I just question adding him to a team like us right now. Now, if it's next year and you got 3 ones and you have the quarterback in place and you have your edge rusher, and with that second one next year,
every team is in this situation. I understand the past. All that is.
Listen, it only takes one
all that
team,
stuff
right?
that you're saying.
If he goes 5th, that means 4 other teams passed on him. It takes one team to love a player and do it.
I mean, I have seen.
That doesn't mean the other teams are wrong though for not doing it.
I can't watch one show that's not talking about him saying that he's not generational or he's not this, he's not that. He's ranked number 1, downs number 2, the same stuff. Most potential, Arvell, it's the same thing. But everyone is saying that Jeremiah Love is the best player in this draft. Put Mendoza aside. We're not getting him. That's gone. And now Genty, who looked like
people said Barkley was the best player in that draft. How did he do with the Giants? You know why he didn't win with the Giants? Because they didn't have another blue chip player like a tackle or the quarterback for him to win.
Okay.
You're giving up a blue chip position. Do you know why the Jets suck so
is
bad?
Bailey such a blue chip, Nick? Is he the biggest blue chip?
No, I'm not a Bailey guy. Like I'm a Reese guy. I'm Reese, then Styles, then Downs. Those are my blue chip players. All three from Ohio State. Those are my blue chip players. And then my fourth blue chip is Sadiq. And then Love. Like, those are the guys that I think are blue chip players. But do you know why the Jets are so bad? It's not just that we've missed on picks. It's that since we drafted Sam, we tried Zach. We tried trading for Aaron. Now we went with Fields. We got him. Now we traded for Geno. That's 5 times we tried to get the quarterback. We drafted Mekhi Becton. We drafted ABT. We drafted Olu. We drafted Membo. That's 4 picks in the first round that you tried to get your tackle solidified. 2 picks with quarterbacks. You're missing out on other blue chip talent because those positions failed. Now it finally looks like we have tackle solidified. So 2 of the 3 are good.
Well, we're not taking a different offensive player in the draft, Nick, at 2, right? Not saying pick him over him. The offense is going to be the offense no matter what, right?
Yeah, but just let me finish my point. When you were constantly trying to get the most important positions in football done, you're missing out on all the other talent. You're missing on another shutdown corner to put next to Sauce. You're missing on another edge rusher. You're missing on another wide receiver to add to Garrett. You're missing on an elite tight end, all because you had to go Becton, ABT, Olu, Membu within a 7-year range. And then you went Sam and then Zach, and then you traded for Rodgers and then Justin and now Geno. Your draft capital trying to fix the same fucking problem year after year. It's like putting a piece of scotch tape on a fucking hole in the wall where water's pouring through. It's just eventually going to keep popping off, and you can't fix the problem. And you're just wasting your time and your energy and your effort. Fuck it, this team aggravates me. Get this fucking draft right, Muji. Real quick, I'm sorry.
7 days.
I missed something. Excuse me. Shout out to Mark, who gifted 5 channel memberships. I'm sorry, Mark, I missed this. I don't know how long ago. I apologize. They went to Frankie C, no relation to Frankie V that I'm aware. Shazam, Barbarossa, McCarthy Ryan, and JC716. Thank you, Mark. Looking forward to hanging out with you next week, my friend. A couple things real quick here, Lou. Shout out to Boomtown. Says Lou B, the issue is replacement value. The ability to draft an elite pass rusher versus an elite running back is huge. Next year, they can address running back when Hall is gone. Easier to draft a running back later than edge. Hey, it's 100% right.
So I agree with that, Boom, but there are other guys like Malachi Lawrence in this draft. There are a lot of other edges in this draft that might have breakout years too. You just have to draft correctly. There's other edges out there. Bailey is not the only edge in this game here. They could trade up and get Bain. They could, like Black Gypsy said, get Downs. The whole thing, Nick, is what you're saying is the finishing piece. Not everything works in the perfect order. That's all I'm saying, everyone. A guy like Love is not coming around again and again and again. That's right, David D. Nick,
real quick, running backs. Top running backs in the NFL right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. Let me get this. Let me go to the rushing leaders.
But
James Cook, I think it was round 2. Jonathan Taylor was round 2, I believe. Pick 41, round 2. These are all running backs who haven't won a Super Bowl yet. Derrick Henry, round 2, pick 45. Best running back in football, Derrick Henry, round 2 pick. Bijan Robinson, round 1 pick, hasn't even sniffed a fucking Super Bowl, let alone the playoffs. Devon Achane, round 3. Kyron Williams, round 5. Jamar Gibbs, round 1. Christian McCaffrey, round 1. But again, round 1 and didn't win with the Panthers. Javonte Williams. These are I'm going through the rushing leaders from last year. Round 2, pick 35. Kenneth Walker, round 2. So, I mean, you're seeing a trend here, right? Like, none of these guys.
Nick, you could go through the same great edges that not everyone knows edges won a Super Bowl because they were drafted in the first. You could make the same argument.
I think you have a better chance to win, obviously, the quarterback. But the blue chip position is the edge.
But are these guys really blue
quarterback?
chip? Are these guys really blue chip? I'm just using a low hanging fruit. Is Malachi Lawrence 1,000 times worse than Bailey?
No,
I'm just giving an
there'll be
example.
surprise guys, and there'll be guys who fit the scheme that they're in, and they get utilized better, and they have the pieces around them that free them up.
Okay, so obviously, the defense got filled a lot in free agency. If we have a giant boat and we fill all the holes on one side and leave all the holes on the other, we're still sinking. And what everyone's talking about defense, we have to score. What's the sense of like losing 6-10? Doesn't make sense to me. We need offense. We need offense. Also, we did a lot of work in free agency. We got a lot of veterans. We have a few players left. That's it. We need to score, Nick. You're the coach.
I get it, but you want to go through the top sack guys in the league last year?
Yeah.
Myles Garrett, round 1.
All right,
Brian Burns, round 1. Aiden Hutchinson. Myles Garrett, round 1. Brian Burns, round 1. Aiden Hutchinson, round 1. Danielle Hunter, Danielle. Why the fuck did I say Danielle? It's Danielle. Danielle Hunter, round 3. Like the oddity here, right? Nick Benito, round 2. Come on. Go back.
None of these guys won Super Bowls either. You're proving my point. Thank you, Nick Shine. Myles Garrett, unbelievable. They're not moving. They got the best fucking guy in the league. They're not moving.
Yeah, but I'd rather, and I think NFL teams prove this year in and year out, Lou, that if you draft a running back in the top 5, you're getting fired because you're not going to win. If you draft an elite edge rusher, you're probably safer with your job.
I hear you. I just know that I'm going to remind every single
The guy
person.
who drafted Leonard Fournette, top 5, got fired. The guy who drafted Barkley, top 2, got fired. The guy who drafted McCaffrey, top 7, got fired. They all get fired because you're giving away a blue chip position for a position that starts to depreciate the minute they hit the field. Now, I'm not saying Love won't be good, but I don't think Love will be a part of a team that wins. If they draft him top 5, you're probably going to be a part of a loser.
So I'm going to make this claim, and everyone in the chat will remember it. I believe whatever team that Love goes on is to at least a wild card this year. That's my prediction.
That's
Maybe
fair.
I'm crazy, but in October, end of the season, we will know.
I mean, if he falls to 9 and the Chiefs get him and they pair him and Walker, right? Like
I don't think he makes it past 7. I don't think he makes it past 7. But I just want to address Bonesy in the chat for a second. I am a Jets fan, just like every one of you guys. The second I see someone go against the Jets, I do not like them no more. It is very, very simple. I watched with my own 2 eyes Brees go against on Twitter and on Instagram in his stories things against the Jets. And he has also told, and I've told this repeatedly, he has told my friends that I'm going to this draft with that he does not want to be a Jet no more. So with that in mind, it's not that I hate Brees. I think he's a good player, but I know I'm reading his feelings. That's it. So Bonesy, who I love, I respect, he thinks I hate Brees. It's just when you go against our team, when you're pouting on the sidelines, when you're telling people I'm not their guy, then that's it. When you're posting big fat liar the day after they franchise tag you is crazy to me.
This generation is a big giant pussy, though. This generation cries their feelings on the fucking internet.
But he's doing that in our locker room, Nick. He's doing that in our locker room. That's what he's setting the wrong example. We could get in the weeds on this, but it's true. I'm not making it up. You could think I'm lying about him saying. You could think I'm lying about him saying to my friends that he doesn't want to be a Jet.
Money solves all, though, Lou. Once he gets a contract, whether it's us or somewhere else, he'll be the fucking happiest guy in the world. This is this generation's negotiating tactic. It's cry on social media. It's unfollow everyone on social media. Yeah. It's get the contract and say, oh, everything's peachy. Because this is their fucking I don't want to use that reference. This is their Diana Rossini. This is their hole to fill. This is their play, right? This is what they do. They all do it. Like everyone checks every day. Oh, did Brees unfollow the Jets? Oh, did George Pickens unfollow the Steelers?
All right.
Oh, did Lamar Jackson unfollow the Ravens? There's people who fucking check, and within 5 minutes they know because everyone's waiting on it because that's this generation's move.
Okay.
And
so
when
here we
Brees
go.
gets a contract, if it's with us, he'll say, this is where I want it to be all along. He'll say all the right things because now the bullshit's over and the business is done.
Okay, so let's go with that theory. Everyone in the chat, ready for this one? How much does everyone think Brees should get a year?
What do you mean get a year?
How much should he make as where he is? How much should he make a year?
What would I pay him right now?
Bonesy, how much?
I would pay him 3 for 30 right now.
Okay, so what do you think he wants?
I think he wants 3 for 45.
Okay, so
I think he wants 15 million a year.
Okay, so the difference is what per year? You're saying
5 million a year.
Okay, so for $5 million a year, you think
Bonesy says he would give him 12 million a year.
Okay, so Bonesy, if he says 15, 16 million a year, would you take him, Bonesy? Yes or no?
No, 15, 16 million? No.
Okay, but that's what he's probably asking for. So let's not.
Let him ask.
All right. So
I can ask Sydney Sweeney on Instagram to send me some.
Right. So then back to my
nice
theory,
photos.
they may not work out a deal with him, and it won't be because I hate Brees, obviously, but he may want more than what Bonesy is willing to give him. And I'm just saying.
I think you're better off long term as a team. Let's take that. All right.
Okay.
Let's run with that. Let's say they plan on moving Brees this summer. I think you're better as a team long term with, and let me pull up the names. Well, give me 1 second. You're better off long term with Arvell Reese at 2 and Jadarian Price at 44 than you are Love at 2. And let's see here.
Jacob Rodriguez.
And then Malachi Lawrence.
Or Malachi Lawrence.
Yeah, I think you're better with Price and Reese than you are Love and Lawrence.
Right, you may be right, but the other part about this is if they have money. If they wanted to work out a deal with Brees, I'm just saying I think it would have been worked out already.
No, that's not
over
true.
a few million
Because
bucks,
Muji
though.
said at the meetings.
Yeah.
Muji said at the meetings, priority number 1 after the draft is Brees Hall.
See, I look at that as he wants to leave it open to a
No,
possibility.
that's a lot of teams do that. When you franchise it, it gives you to July. You don't have to make that a priority because this kicks the can down the road and allows you to deal with free agency and allows you to hit the draft. And then post-draft, what are you going to hear in the next week and a half? You're going to hear Will McDonald got year 5 picked up. And then you're going to hear, all right, all the questions are going to be when they're getting together for OTAs and the media is there. What are we doing with Brees? Where's things stand with Brees Hall? And that's when it happens. But this gives the teams the ability to not have to do it by the start of the new league year and lose him. You have him for this year. You have the time. That's the benefit of the teams of drafting good players and then franchising them. They don't have to lose them to free agency. And they can extend the negotiating window, Lou.
Look,
it doesn't mean they don't want them. It just means that the priority right now is getting ready for the draft. And if they take Love, then Brees, come in, sign this, we'll move you. We'll get you to a team that launch it.
The only other thing that we all have to be very aware of is that Muji will trade anyone. So if he gets an offer, he's anyone is, like I said, he'll trade his sister brother.
Brees has to sign the tag. And then the Jets would have to, with the tag, I forget which tag he signed. Forgive me, I'm doing this off the top of my head. I forget if it's a 1 and a 2, but the tag he signed has certain restrictions on what can be traded. They would have to sign him, maybe extend him, and then trade him.
Yeah, I mean, if
I
he
don't
found
know
a
how
team
that
he
works.
wanted to go to, they would work it out, right?
Yeah. And listen, I'm not a big Brees guy. I want my number 1 running back to be able to run between the tackles, and I would rather that. I love Derrick Henry. Kyron Williams is not the biggest guy, but he runs full speed straight ahead. Brees Hall dances too much in the fucking backfield, avoids contact, tries spin moves, creates bigger losses by not putting his fucking head down and just going full speed. There's times to dance and there's times to run like a fucking man, and he don't do that. So I am not begging for Brees Hall to be here. I just don't think that Love is the answer to.
Well, you may
I
be
don't
right
want to
about
take
that.
the running back that early. That's me.
Well, I hear you, Nick, but every other team's about to. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Not every
saying.
other team. It only takes one team.
No,
Raiders aren't doing it. They took Genty in round 1. How the fuck did that work out? They
Yeah,
had
but
to run shit.
now Genty with the right line, he didn't lose his talent. Genty's a great running back. You know, I get you. They took it early, but let's see how he does this year with Tyler out there, and they're working on the line, and they have, you know. But the other part about it is, I see someone in the chat saying we don't want any crybabies in the locker room, and Brees is one. And Phillips and these guys talked about trying to change the mindset of the locker room. If you don't use Brees the right way, and Brees was right about that, they did not use him the right way. I fucking watched them not use him the right way. We don't need that shit in the locker room when we're trying to save ourselves right now. We're drowning, right? We're drowning. So that's it. That's my Brees. Oh, Nick, I took your advice. I ordered 2 green suits.
I saw. I didn't want to spoil it, but I saw.
Dude, wait until you see. I don't know if I'm at. People in Queens may never talk to me again. I'm going to look like Liberace with this suit on, but it's going to be. And they said that they tell you when you're in the circle, you got to be decked out. They let you know.
Yeah,
so
I know.
I'm
My
ready.
buddies were there a couple years ago.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Jamal Lewis. I think it was David D earlier. Jamal Lewis in 2000 was drafted number 5 by the Ravens. That was the last one. I'm going through the draft right now. 2001, LaDainian Tomlinson, San Diego, never won shit.
I'm not saying that history isn't correct. I'm just saying Jeremiah Love is a fucking beast. He will jump over anyone, run through. He is insane. And if you don't believe me, just watch him. Just after the show.
I'm not knocking the player.
Not you,
I'm not.
Nick.
Please don't think I'm knocking the player. I like the player, but there's a time and a place.
And I just don't know when it's going to all fall into place for the Jets. Like, it's going to be perfect, and we're going to get a running back exactly when we needed to win the Super Bowl. Like, no, we're ass backwards, and we're got to go ass backwards. That's it.
I'm looking. Steven Jackson was a number 1 in 04. Wow, Steven Jackson. But that was in top 10. That was in the 20s.
I'm just saying we're passing on a guy that about 5 or 6 different interviews today called generational. But I guess, you know, I don't know.
We're not passing on an interview with him. We met with him already multiple
No, I
times.
said we're passing on a guy that about five. I can't stop seeing things. People are sending me things where different people from the media are calling this man generational. And that's all I'm saying.
That word is thrown around too much, though, man.
But
Trevor
they're not saying
Lawrence
it to
had that
anybody
fucking
else.
word. Trevor Lawrence had generational thrown around him. He hasn't been a top 5 quarterback. Maybe he has for 4 or 5 weeks of the span, but everybody wants to put that label out there now for the next guy and try to get that to stick.
Well, what happens
Peyton
if they're
Manning
right?
was generational. Andrew Luck was on the verge of generational, but they couldn't fucking keep him up. To me, Joe Burrow was generational, but they can't fucking keep him up. Like, those are the only 3 quarterbacks I've seen coming out since 1998 that have been generational.
Black Gypsy, I see what you're saying, but I know you know Love is great. I know you know. I know you know. So, and then Downs is great too, Black Gypsy.
But again, though, if you're generational, you make everyone around you better. If you don't have a fucking line, you can't do shit.
You have a line.
And
A
a
lot of these other teams
6th-round
don't
guy can be good.
A lot of these other teams don't have a line. We have a line. Do you imagine Jeremiah Love with our line, what it would look like? Every receiver would be more open. They would Membo, big garage door, and poof, Love out of there. He's not even like running fast. He's just burning people. He's like, it's fucking nuts. It's nuts.
And you know what? Maybe it's because of the relationships I've been in, but I'm not a big fan of Love, Lou. Okay? So maybe that has to factor in a little bit.
Oh, do you know how many jerseys he's going to sell? Once they showed Woody Johnson the estimated jersey sales on Jeremiah Love, he made the fucking call. He's like, that's the hidden factor here, man. Woody could change all of this. All these geniuses, everybody, it's all Woody at the end of the day. He's probably picking this player. Oh, man. All someone has to say is what I said. Woody, when the Giants MetLife Stadium is fucking sold out and there's Love jerseys everywhere.
They're sold out regardless. The Giants have a waiting list. We don't have a waiting list. The Jets front office has a begging list to get people in the stadium.
Giant games suck.
It doesn't matter if it sucks. They have
It's
a
like a
waiting list. They're
funeral.
sold out.
I
Do you know
know,
what the
and
Jets
now-
found out? When the old stadium got knocked down and they were building this new one, do you know what the Jets found out? 17,000 tickets were held by those small ticket brokers in the mall, like Select a Ticket and Ticket City. 17,000 tickets were held by those. There weren't fucking fans that had those tickets. The Jets waiting list only happened because all those ticket brokers had it. And that was the time when the resale market happened.
I know. And I was at the stadium pretty much by my fucking self last year with about 20 fucking fans. Every game sitting there begging for these guys to win, staying to the end, traveling with the team, going.
I don't question your fandom, Lou.
I want to see fucking points, Nick. Points,
I get
please.
it. I don't question
And the
your
only guy that
fandom.
scored is a kicker that's gone.
What? Say again?
The only guy that scored was a kicker that is gone now.
Yep.
We can't lose by 6 anymore, guys. We're going to lose by 0. We're going to have a good defense, though.
We're going to tie? We'll lose by 0?
Oh, you know what I mean. We'll have fucking 0. They'll have 10.
I love you, Lou.
Yeah,
I love your energy. I love your passion. I'm looking forward to seeing you on TV.
Oh, I'm going to go nuts. And if
I
they
got to
do
get
love-
you. I want to get you something. Like maybe a pin that says "I love Nick Shine," like with love.
I'll wear anything you want me to, Nick. But if they ever did take love, just know that I'm making my way to that stage because we are right there.
I know.
I am.
Well, have a safe
I'm
time.
gonna
I'll talk to you.
Boy
before
Green
then.
and boop right off him.
I'll be on Sunday night. I'll talk to you then.
Yeah, talk to you then.
We'll talk. Be good. Ted with a good comment. Defense can create potential points with field position and turnovers. Yeah, not giving up long touchdown drives, not having the team punt and making the team punt, getting a turnover, 3 and outs can put us in more advantageous positions on offense. 100%. Yeah, sailbots. Reggie Bush was considered generational. Yep. Didn't win. He did win, but he wasn't the number 1 running back when they won. Hold on, I had it right here. I searched it. Damn it, where did it go? Nope, not this. I missed it. Oh, well. Who was their running back? Was it Deuce McAllister? When the Saints won in 06, Reggie was like the swing weapon. He wasn't the main workhorse running back. He was a weapon. Was it Deuce McAllister, guys? Help me out in the chat. Was that the main guy? Pierre Thomas was their running back when they won the Super Bowl? Really? No, it was Deuce McAllister. They won it in 06, right? Yeah, it was Deuce McAllister, Reggie Bush, Keith Joseph, Fred McAfee. That was their depth chart. Yeah, Deuce was there. Deuce was their man. Let me see. In 2006, yeah, Deuce ran for 1,057 yards, 10 touchdowns, 30 catches, 200 yards. That was his 6th year in 06. He was drafted in 01. Pierre Thomas, though, great fucking name from the past. That's one of those random, bring up a random player, and you're like, Pierre Thomas. And everyone just goes, oh, very nice, very nice. Well done, well done. Is it 2006, the year the Saints won the Super Bowl? That's what I was saying, the year that they won. (2009) Reggie Bush. Pierre Thomas had 147 carries for 793 yards and 6 touchdowns that year. Wow, these are some crazy names. I love going back in history and looking at teams that won, not just Jets teams. Sorry, I get caught. I get in a rabbit hole. This is me just going in a random rabbit hole right now. But folks, while I'm in the rabbit hole, shout out to Diana Rossini and her hole. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Yeah, Clancy. I got no issue looking it up. I just always thought they were 06. I get my 6s and my 9s confused, I guess. Easily flip-flopped. Rumor has it. Steelers beat the Seahawks 21-10. That was the Hines Ward touchdown in 06. So then 07 is when the Colts beat the Bears in Miami in the rain for Purple Rain. Yes, that's the Purple Rain Super Bowl. I don't care about Peyton Manning finally winning one. All I care about from that Super Bowl is Prince performing Purple Rain in the rain. It's the best halftime show we've ever had. It starts there. It's like Jordan. Jordan's the GOAT. There's no question about it. You want to start the conversation at 2? The conversation begins at 2. How can you not love Prince performing Purple Rain in the rain? It's a GOAT moment. Every year when they announce the Super Bowl halftime show and it's some bullshit, I just go, all right, I'll watch this again today. And I'll go pop that on. Maze, it has to. You know how we roll around here. Yep, David Hines Ward's Super Bowl game was in Detroit. Jerome Bettis' final game. He won the big game in his hometown. Yes, sir. All right, folks. It's that time. We're going to wind this bad boy down here. Before we do, I want to remind everyone one last time that the Nick Shine Show, our first draft party, will be next Thursday. At this time, we will know our pick next Thursday. Or we traded down really far, and we're waiting for our pick. Semantics, ladies and gentlemen. Semantics. Don't stress it. We'll have 4 raffles going off next week. The plan is to do it at picks 5, 10, 15, and 20. But you know how the draft can be. The Jets can move around. We will have video. If you are in the Discord, I will probably go live in there for all of you to see, or have someone who's in the Discord go live so we can see it. This way there's a record. We have a Curtis Martin ball, a Don Maynard photo, a Vinny Testaverde mini helmet, and a Chad Pennington mini helmet. Now, entries on the bottom of the screen: Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. My names are down there, what to send to. $10 an entry. You get 3 entries with $25. Little bonus there for you, ladies and gentlemen. But I did see a name in the chat. And if I am correct.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today? Courtesy of Nick Shine.
I learned that the Saints won the Super Bowl in 2009, not 2006. But folks, drop your what did we learn? And I believe we have a legend here with us. Black Gypsy says, I learned our defense as is suspect. So these draft pieces are going to need to play good right away. 100%. Whoever we take, whether it's Sadiq, Vega, Lemon, Tyson, Cooper, whoever we take is going to have to come in and contribute. Ted says, Nick posting thirst traps on Jake Asman's show. What do you mean? How good I looked earlier when I called in? Mark Reese learned that Ray Ray has a micro eggplant. MC Mays, I learned that a rabbit hole, a Saints championship, Pierre Thomas, Rossini, and 69 can make it into the same sentence. Hey, man, anything is possible. We can do it all here on the Nick Shine Show, folks. All right. I hope he's still here. I don't know if he has anything prepared, but who am I to doubt the great one? If the great one appears. Oh, hold on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know damn well if you put something complimentary about me in the chat, it gets on air. Shearsy's here. I learned that Nick is looking so good. Lost a bit of weight. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm trying. I'm down 156 pounds from my heaviest. So thank you for noticing, Shearsy. You can make a girl blush. But am I crazy to play this?
Hey there, Shiners! You made it to the end. It's time to ask the question. The Nick Shine would like to know. Canada's taking names. Motown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
I learned I forgot to play this when Mark gifted.
Here we go, baby. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 let's go, baby.
And now, without further ado, Mr. Boomtown, if you are here, please, sir, drop it like it's hot. And now, we wait. Come on, Boom. Come on, Boom, be there. Come on, Boom. Oh, man. Did he pop in and dip out? Whenever I doubt him, that's when the comment comes in. Yeti, I learned that this is the second longest week of 2026, and no one can touch Tommy's passion. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Gypsy became a member of the channel. Welcome, Black Gypsy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support. I know you've been gifting a lot and contributing on air, so pleasure to have you as a member of the channel. Folks, we have 5, 10, 12 new members this stream. Let's see if we can get some more. If we get 5 more gifted, I'll gift 5 as well. Little tease. All right. I guess Boom wasn't here. I apologize, everyone. I know he commented earlier, and I know he can't commit to watching the entire show. So I tried. Like, I'm not going to lie. If there's a possibility of Boom being there, I'm going to try to see if we can see what his beautiful mind has to say. Also, sometimes he will post some things in the comments of the video after the fact. So keep an eye out for that. If you're somebody, maybe I can convince him to contribute whenever he can, however he can. But again, if we get 5 more memberships, I'll get 5. But folks, we will head to the finale. And you know how we roll here. Turn it up. Oh, it's Thursday. Oh, the Throwdown 2.0. Maybe we'll play a couple songs. Stay tuned. That's a tease. Good evening, everyone. Normally, this is the part where I go into a monologue about the Jets. I got to address something first. There's been some shit talk out there about this program. Don't talk shit about my family. They're my family.
And this just in, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, get ready for this new showdown. I call it the anytime, any day throwdown. Nick Shine, kill these clowns till they make no sound. We lose weight, we feel great when we burn these pounds. We all know that jet green make the earth go round. Another rookie head coach, another first go round. We bleed green, each fiend hope this team win now. And twist greens in the DP when my beats are found. Shiners unite, knock the lights out of midnight. We go show for show, goon for goon. We can fist fight, I rip mics. Clemens and Williams, all the dislikes. Bunch of Jets rappers out there, they ain't this nice. I did this twice. Got a sick addiction, so the green and white's my vice. I gave it blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, I paid my price. Many years on this flight, no prescription, but I need a championship in my life, yo.
For as long as I'm alive, I got your back because you always had mine. And I fucking love you guys for that. So, keep coming back. It's a fun place to be. We don't turn people away. We don't talk down to people. Maybe we the people, but that he deserves it.
I'll stay and I live by the light, and so bright as the twilight's last evening.
The original Thursday Night Throwdown.
Good evening. Welcome to Thursday Night Throwdown. I'm your host, Nick.
When the blitz comes, there's no one to block him.
It's 10 o'clock, get ready for the showdown. 9 toes down, Nick, ready for the throwdown. We proud Jets fans, we don't play with them pronouns. Best roster in the league, we playing with the pros now. They tell us slow down, call us delusional, call us losers as usual. But this season will be beautiful. Shotgun with you know who, but run it instead. Let Hall hit the hole hard.
That's what she said.
Ground and pound like it's 2010. The chat, we got many friends. Johnny wearing hats for super chat and watch him breathe again. Nick put the link so Bobby can call and speak again. Bonesy did the blunt, I got the weed and pens. We speaking green again. Jets news like it's CNN. A-Rod and Charles Gorman, it's like we seeing twins. Feeding tins, pounding on these bleeding fins. We 14 and 18 when they needing wins. They ain't seeing them. We run the ball and play defense. This is AFC hell where the teams repent. Ladies and gents, welcome to MetLife. This is Jet Life. We bleed green, this our best life. We just nice.
Let's say what's up to everyone. The Dark Soldier's here.